Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week. So, we are fresh in off of the reset. We're going to talk about a few patch things. We'll make it short and sweet on that. Then we're going to show you what is available in the store. So, one of the first things, the highlights here, we're going to pop this up. It goes on to talk about a lot of the updates for the week that went in and a lot of top issues and bugs that have been reported by the community, as well as introducing some changes within death tides. Now, when that originally first come in, they were talking about death tides like it was going to be like, oh man, we're not going to be able to use our custom ships. Well, it sounds like we can still use our custom ships. They're just streamlining some of the process over there. Now, I expect to see death tides either one get a total makeover shift, or it's going to be a base code that gets inserted somewhere else for within the faction wars. A lot of that bouncing they've been doing in there, guys, between the weapons types to make everything a little more even. Still a little off balance in my opinion, but they're working on it. And once they get the weapon damage types balanced in with each other, I think we're going to be seeing that added into the faction wars as part of a coding whenever you do those PvP takeovers and defense styles, is where that stuff is going to be coming into the game for those PvP versions of it. Now, PvE obviously gets NPCs and stuff like that. That's going to be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, something that's very exciting to see here is it says that they're also in the final stages of testing. They're analyzing the feedback of the Insider program, preparing the upcoming Year 2 Season 3 update that's coming up. So, like I say, a lot of those test things we've been kind of reporting in some of our videos, guys. Make sure you go back and read those and watch those, because sounds like some exciting things coming into the game, guys. It's going to really totally change the face of the game. Now, here we are finally over here at Blackwood. Like I said, we could go over a whole lot more stuff in here. They're fixing the frigate. We're going to check it out at the end of the video, guys. Make sure it's actually working. So here at Blackwood, we see the deep iron in the weekly, but we've got 4 new furnitures. They're new to me. I don't recall seeing these in the game. So the rural sterilization tent has to do with increasing repair amount of weapons, 21% for targets below 70% whole health, 1% of repair amount also restores 0.1% of crew stamina to the target, reduces reload time of repair weapons by 11%. Now, this is going to be a great furniture to add on your bark or even your healing ship, guys, because of the simple fact that it's going to help with your stamina, which is depleted typically by these poison weapons and stuff. We're here coming in Season 3, so I expect to see more weapons and stuff coming in, or more furnitures even at that matter. That's going to help restore brace and stamina within your ships as well. So also some things to help negate some of that poison effect as well. So we also have this Atelier de Couvrage, I guess is how you pronounce this. While above 50% whole health, reduces the incoming secondary damage by 24%. And increases threat generation by 15%, and weapon damage by 10%, increases your armor rating by 100%. Those of you who love to build tanks, this is a piece of furniture you're going to make sure that you want to get. In fact, we're going to go ahead and buy each of these. I'm going to buy over at the Talak Pandora. I know we can only buy per week now, which kind of sucks, but it's still better to have 2 than none of these things, guys. Rampant carriage hold. So this is another great piece of furniture, amplifying elemental damage dealt while reducing incoming elemental effects. So really, any ship, this is going to decrease reload time of your weapons by 7%. This is going to reduce incoming secondary fire damage by 15%. It's going to increase your secondary damage dealt by 17%. So after 10 consecutive hits on a target, it applies the Sea Roar status effect to your ship and the nearest ally within 150 meters. So this is definitely something for you tank guys to be using as well. It's going to help with a lot of stuff if you use the elemental weapon types, which I would imagine you would and are with your frigates, guys, because this stuff is going to amplify that, and it's going to reduce it, because everyone is using some sort of an elemental ship here lately. We're talking flooding, fire, explosives, and soon to be poison. That's going to be an elemental effect, and this is going to help reduce those things. So definitely going to be something that you want to have for your tanks, guys. Sandbag painting station. This is a crude but effective workshop that where taunts are stenciled in blood and sand, strengthens brace, further enrages enemies to the attack. So while it's increasing your brace, it sounds like it's also got that cursed banner, bloody red type effect, where it's going to cause the aggro onto yourself as a tank. So after receiving 12 hits, gains the Sea Ward status effect for 30 seconds, with a cooldown of 60%, or I'm sorry, 60 seconds. Seize Ward increases brace strength by 18%. 3% of weapon damage builds up the taunted status effect on enemies and reduces crew stamina depletion while bracing by 14%. So some pretty good little attributes there. Again, picking that up. Then of course the ammo priming station. Now I'll pick a few of these up. I've got a few back, but I buy them while I can, man. And I probably might come in here buy some deep iron. I don't know. I don't really need it for anything right now, but may just spend some points on it anyway. But within that, as you come down here, there was a new blueprint race quarterdeck. Definitely pick it up, guys. And again, you have Eye of Heaven, you have Twin Witch Ballista, Divine Thunder, Carronades, Wailing Wards, Immortal Vessels, Nocturne's Heart. A lot of these things that are available here, guys, in this section, you can get the blueprint in the game. I always recommend getting the blueprint so you can build whatever you want, and then using your guild mark on these rare items that you only see once in a great while or that are just popping into the game. So definitely pick those up. Now, we're going to check Yanita real quick, see what she's got that's new. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited. I'm seeing some new stuff. You will also be picking that Darktide Lullaby up over there with Blackwood, and that'll be coming out in a separate video. That way I can kind of keep this stuff condensed, guys, not be cramming everything together into one video like I have been. Okay, nothing new as far as her missions this week. If you're caught up. Now, if you're not caught up, obviously there's new missions over there, guys. I've had some people come in and say, well, I'm getting new missions all the time over there. Well, that's because you haven't played through all the missions yet. So unless you're caught up, definitely make sure that you check to see if there's some missions over there. If you were caught up last week, you're caught up this week. So same thing here. Here's what I was talking about. Select Buccaneer's Oath. You can buy the armor, or hey, you could buy it for 2,250 of the pieces of 8. This is what I always recommend. Get the blueprint if you can. There's that dummy spring loader blueprint, or you can go buy the furniture itself and waste your resources. And of course, Warhammer. While these are not new to this week, I always try to point out, make sure that you check you need it for stuff. Now, you may not see me buy like a LePic 2, but I have the LePic 3. I don't buy the LePic 1 because I have the 3, so I don't need the 1 or the 2. And I don't buy those real low-end weapons, but I will buy the top or the highest rendition of it, even if it's not something I use a lot of. The reason for that is when you reach a point where you kind of caught up in the game, a lot of times if you go back and you do custom builds on these weapons, guys, you're going to end up finding out that some of these weapons are pretty surprising when they are actually taken and beefed up all the way. So again, a lot of really great things. We're going to jump into our frigate real quick. We're going to test out this tick, and we are going to try this new event out. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is my torpedo build. We're going to find out right here in just a second. Okay. We'll move all this stuff over. And I don't need a bombards over here. And we'll load up our torpedoes. And I don't know if this is the best weapon for this event or not. I just know it's one of the most powerful builds currently in my possession. So okay, so first and foremost, we are going to be testing out this frigate, see if we've gotten rid of this crazy tick that was so dramatically affecting our aim. And I'm really hoping that it has. It's already turning smoother by like a lot. I don't see a ticking. It actually looks pretty smooth, guys. Oh, I am stoked. How's the turning? Very smooth. Alright, now let's try to do a quick anchor turn, see how that works. This is usually where it starts ticking real bad, especially when you're aiming. Nah, it's nice and smooth. They've done a good job on that. I am so stoked to report that that has been fixed. I know we've been hearing about it for a while. They've been looking into it, but they have fixed that. And like I say, the expansive patch notes, guys, I don't want to report that it's been fixed. I started to make a video earlier today But in the past, I've seen where they said they've addressed, and then it's still under review. And rather than tell people things are fixed, whether they are or not, I would rather wait and test each element and bring it to you in a video. And if I see that there's something, typically I try to bring you a workaround if I can. If not, I'll bring you another way to farm around that type of content. But again, we're going to find the mission over here at Blackwood, and that concludes our patch note and story video, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. Make sure you comment in if there is anything I've missed and you guys would like